There's something about reality that feels off. Like an invisible force is pulling the strings behind everything we see, everything we feel, and everything we think we know. Science has given us clues, but those clues only scratch the surface. What if I told you that buried deep within physics, consciousness, and ancient knowledge lies a hidden code, a fundamental truth about existence itself? This isn't just philosophy or speculation. It's a puzzle that has been studied by some of the greatest minds in history. And if you understand it, your perception of life will change forever. To truly grasp this, we need to strip away everything we assume about the world. Because right now, what you think is real, your body, time, even physical objects, might not be what they seem. The question is, are you ready to see the truth? 1. Reality is not solid, it's a wave of possibilities. What if nothing around you is truly solid? Quantum mechanics has proven that at the most fundamental level, everything is made of vibrating energy fields, not tangible matter. The chair you're sitting on, your own body, even the air you breathe, none of it is solid in the way you think. Atoms, the so-called building blocks of reality, are mostly empty space, with electrons appearing and disappearing as waves of probability. This means that everything you see and touch is only real in the sense that your brain interprets it that way. This discovery shattered classical physics. It suggests that matter doesn't exist in a fixed state, but rather as a cloud of potential outcomes, collapsing into reality only when observed. The famous double-slit experiment demonstrated that light and matter behave differently when watched, raising the question, does consciousness itself play a role in shaping reality? If observation is what gives form to the physical world, then reality isn't something we exist within, it's something we actively create. This raises a terrifying but fascinating question. If reality is just a probability wave, then what happens when you stop observing? Does the universe exist without consciousness to perceive it? Are we co-creators of existence itself? If so, then the world you see is not a fixed structure, but a dynamic, ever-changing illusion shaped by your awareness. 2. You have never actually touched anything. It feels like you're touching the surface of your phone, pressing against the keys of your keyboard, or holding a cup in your hand. But in reality, you have never physically touched anything in your entire life. The reason? Electromagnetic repulsion. The electrons in your atoms and the electrons in other objects repel each other, creating the sensation of touch without any actual contact ever occurring. This is not just a quirk of physics, it's a fundamental rule of existence. The sensation of pressure when you push against something is simply your nervous system interpreting the force of repulsion. If protons and electrons could actually touch, matter itself would collapse. This means that everything you've ever felt has been nothing more than a force field illusion, dictated by atomic laws you have no control over. But here's the mind-bending part. If you have never truly touched anything, then what does it mean to experience the physical world? If your sense of touch is just electrical signals in your brain, then how different is it from a dream? This revelation suggests that reality as we experience it is not something we physically interact with, but something our minds construct based on invisible rules we cannot perceive. 3. Time might not exist the way you think. Time feels linear. You wake up, go through your day, and move forward through an unbroken stream of moments. But physics suggests something entirely different. Time, as we understand it, is an illusion created by our perception. The past, present, and future may all exist simultaneously, with now being nothing more than a point of consciousness traveling through a timeless landscape. Albert Einstein himself confirmed that time is not an absolute force, but a dimension, just like space. His theory of relativity showed that time stretches and bends depending on speed and gravity. For someone traveling near the speed of light, time slows down dramatically. If they could reach light speed, time would stop altogether. This means that time is not something we move through. It's something that changes based on perspective. But here's where it gets disturbing. If time is relative and does not flow in one direction, then what does that say about death? If the future already exists just as much as the past, does that mean your consciousness never truly ceases? Some physicists propose that death is merely the moment your perception shifts to another point in the timeline, one you can't yet comprehend. 4. If I am the one speaking, then who is listening? And how do I connect to reality? Right now, as you hear your own thoughts, something deep inside you is aware of them. But if you are the one speaking in your mind, then who exactly is listening? This question leads to a paradox that has baffled philosophers and neuroscientists for centuries. Are you your thoughts, or are you the awareness behind them? Many spiritual traditions suggest that the voice in your head is not truly you, but rather a construct, something shaped by memories, experiences, and external influences. The real you is the silent observer, the one who simply watches as thoughts come and go. Some neuroscientists argue that consciousness itself might be separate from the brain, an entity that exists beyond the physical body. This idea aligns with ancient teachings that describe the mind as a radio, tuning into thoughts that may not even originate from within you. And then there's the even deeper mystery. If you can imagine entire worlds, hear sounds that aren't there, and recall memories as vividly as reality itself, then what does that say about the nature of existence? Perhaps the vast universe you feel within your thoughts isn't separate from the external world at all. Perhaps reality is not something outside of you, but something you are actively creating. And if that's true, then what does it really mean to be alive? 5. Your thoughts can be controlling the reality. We like to think of our thoughts as private, internal things, but what if they extend far beyond our minds and actively shape the world around us? Studies in quantum physics suggest that observation influences reality at a fundamental level. If consciousness can collapse probability waves, then isn't it possible that our thoughts are constantly altering the fabric of the universe? Experiments in the field of parapsychology have found strange correlations between focused intention and external outcomes. Some research suggests that when large groups of people focus on a single idea, whether through prayer, meditation, or collective belief, there are measurable effects on physical reality. Even the placebo effect proves that what you believe can physically alter your body and health. This aligns with teachings from ancient traditions, which have long suggested that reality is a projection of the mind. If science is now finding evidence that thoughts influence reality, then the question isn't whether your mind affects the world, it's how much control you actually have. 6. Dreams might be a glimpse into another reality. Every night you enter a world where logic bends, time shifts, and you experience events that feel as real as waking life. But what if dreams aren't just random images created by the subconscious? Some researchers believe they could be something much deeper, an entry point into alternate realities, or even a continuation of past lives. Neuroscientists have struggled to explain why dreams feel so immersive. Your brain produces the same electrical activity in a dream as when you experience reality, meaning your mind cannot distinguish between the two. Some theorists propose that dreams could be a connection to a different plane of existence, one that your consciousness taps into when your body is asleep. This idea aligns with ancient spiritual beliefs that claim dreams are portals to higher dimensions or messages from the universe. Even more bizarre are reports of shared dreams, where two or more people experience the same dream independently. If dreams were mere hallucinations, how could two minds synchronize in this way? Perhaps the dream world is not a product of imagination, but a hidden layer of reality, one we dismiss simply because we wake up. 7. The universe might be a giant simulation. What if everything you know, your life, your thoughts, even the stars in the sky, are just part of an incredibly advanced simulation? This isn't just a sci-fi concept. Some of the world's top physicists, including Elon Musk and Neil deGrasse Tyson, have seriously considered the possibility. And the deeper we dive into the nature of reality, the more the simulation theory seems plausible. At its core, the universe operates on strict mathematical rules, much like a computer program. Scientists have discovered that the fundamental laws of physics resemble lines of code, as if reality itself was engineered. Even more disturbingly, some experiments in quantum physics show that particles behave differently when observed, almost as if they render only when needed. Just like how a video game only generates what's on the screen when you look at it. If we are inside a simulation, then who or what created it? Could it be an advanced civilization running an experiment? Or is it something beyond human comprehension? And if our world is simulated, does that mean death is nothing more than logging out of the system? 8. Death is not the end, but a transfer of consciousness. We fear death because we see it as an ending. But what if it's not an end at all, just a transition? Some of the most cutting-edge research on consciousness suggests that the mind is not merely a byproduct of the brain, but something independent of it. If that's true, then death is not the destruction of who you are, but merely the relocation of your awareness. Near-death experiences, NDEs, provide eerie evidence for this idea. Many people who have been clinically dead and revived report floating above their bodies, seeing events in real time, and even entering otherworldly realms. Some have encountered deceased loved ones, while others describe gaining knowledge about the universe they never had before. These experiences are so consistent across cultures and ages that researchers struggle to dismiss them as hallucinations. Quantum physics might hold the key to explaining this. Some scientists propose that consciousness is a form of energy, and since energy cannot be destroyed, it must go somewhere after death. If this is true, then life might be more like moving between different states of awareness rather than a simple beginning and end. 9. The illusion of free will. Are you actually making choices? You think you're in control of your decisions. You choose what to eat, where to go, and what to say. But what if every choice you make has already been determined? Neuroscientists have discovered something disturbing. Your brain makes decisions before you are even aware of them. Studies using fMRI scans show that brain activity can predict what choice a person will make up to 7 seconds before they consciously decide. This suggests that what we call free will may just be an illusion. Your subconscious mind determines your actions, and then your conscious mind creates a story to justify them. If free will is an illusion, then what does that mean for personal responsibility? Are we simply passengers in our own bodies, experiencing a pre-written script? Or is there a deeper level of consciousness, one that can override these automatic processes and truly take control? The answer to this question could redefine how we see morality, justice, and even the nature of existence itself. 10. The universe always trying to communicate with your soul. Have you ever experienced a moment that felt too perfect to be random? A series of events that lined up in a way that seemed almost orchestrated? Some call it coincidence. Others believe it's something much deeper, evidence that the universe is guiding us through subtle signals known as synchronicities. Swiss psychologist Carl Jung first explored this phenomenon, describing synchronicities as meaningful coincidences that seem to defy probability. People frequently report seeing repeating numbers like 1111, thinking of someone right before they call, or stumbling upon life-changing opportunities at the exact right moment. Statistically, these things should be random, but they often carry an undeniable sense of purpose. Some theories suggest that reality itself is conscious and interacts with our thoughts, nudging us in specific directions. Whether it's fate, a glitch in the simulation, or a deeper pattern we don't yet understand, the universe may not be as silent as we think. And if that's true, then the question isn't whether reality has a hidden code, it's whether we're willing to pay attention to it. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.